Welcome back to another lecture from the Cat Girl Sports Centre. In today's lecture we have our British cat girl Yumi talking about people's sausages, and it's an interesting subject for her to be talking about. Unfortunately today we don't have a statement from Yumi regarding the situation, but there's a lot of clips, so let's get this train rolling, shall we? In the following clip we will see and hear Yumi shame a bloke for his small sausage, and as we all know, blokes can't always control the size of their sausages, but sometimes it's just not enough meat to keep putting in, and sometimes it's just too cold to make the workers put more meat to fill their sausage.
Ew, look at this little sausage, oh my goodness. Okay, now this is a tiny sausage. This tiny sausage deserves to be shamed. Mommy thinks this sausage is disgusting, tiny, and disgusting, and it's gonna get stepped on. This is disgusting. It's so small.
But still, the way Yumi talks about this poor bloke's sausage is completely uncalled for by threatening to step on it. Alright, and to have our brains recalibrate from that interesting clip we just watched, here we have one that should contrast it nicely. Where we have Yumi complimenting a bloke for his massive sausage.
Goodness. They just grabbed like a little bun and just stuffed a massive sausage in it. Oh my goodness. That looks so cute though. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And it is clear in the following clips, Yumi really loves big sausages. Like, people holding their large sausages in her hands, for some reason it just clicks in her brain. As I said earlier, some blokes get really self-conscious about the size of their sausages. I mean, I've even heard rumours, now these are unconfirmed rumours, that butchers will compare the size of their sausages with each other in private. I don't know what the reward is for, I don't know, comparing sausage lengths, but to each their own. But as I said, it's a rumour, I'm not a butcher, I wouldn't know. Now, if you remember in the last episode of the Cat Girl Sports Centre, we said this. I believe this reinforces the fact that Yumi has tried to swallow a screwdriver before. What other things could she possibly be talking about causing her throat to hurt? I mean, her test results speak for itself. 88% on the Rice Purity test. Not that bad. I mean, I was 97%, or 97, but that's besides the point. I believe we now have clips. That is right, I said clips, and that is how plurals work. More than one of Yumi talking about her throat activities, like the following.
To tell them, like, please be gentle, like, I'm gonna choke on it. You put anything in my mouth, and I'm just gonna start choking. And they're like, okay, we'll be gentle or whatever. It's like really bad.
As you have heard here, Yumi does not like having things in her mouth as it makes her choke. And as we all know, the throat is connected to the mouth. With this next clip, we will double down on Yumi putting things in her mouth, most likely meat, though.
I'm like one of the Pez dispensers. If you know what that is, that's like crazy ball knowledge. I'm like a Pez dispenser, but instead of stuff coming out my mouth, I want you to put stuff in my mouth.
As you just heard, Yumi just referred to herself as a Pez dispenser. If you don't know what a Pez dispenser is, it is a little like cylindrical thing, and then you can twist its neck back, or its head back, and it pops out a little bit of candy. That's like the size of your fingernail. So, but as you just heard me describe, it pops out. So, a weird way to say that she has things going into her mouth like that. Like, I don't think detaching your head all the way backwards and just putting things directly in your throat is particularly good for you. But to each their own, I guess. Next in the series of Yumi talking about her mouth, we have this final clip of this section.
It's nothing personal. It's just when I put them in my mouth, they just feel like really bad. Like, I'm like a big mouth person, like the texture of stuff. Like if I put something in my mouth, I want it to feel good. Like I don't want it to be like squishy or like weird. I don't know.
Here we just heard Yumi does not like having squishy things in her mouth. So, make sure you cook that sausage a little longer if you want her to eat your snag at a barbie. I don't really have much to add to this one. It's pretty self-explanatory, so on to the next clip. In this following clip, we have Yumi stating that she was so full of meat, she could not move.
Last time, I got filled with so much meat, I couldn't even move. It was but it was really salty now. I don't know what happened, because no one else had this issue.
Now, we have no clue what kind of meat she could possibly be talking about. Is she talking about people's sausages or their steak? We may never know what meat takes her fancy. Now for our final clip, we have Yumi talking about her hands in a odd way.
That's true. I'm not putting my hands in this. My hands will get all sticky, and I'll just touch my clothes and just get myself sticky. I'm the worst person. I feel like I'm such a child sometimes. Sometimes if my hands are messy or sticky, I'm always touching myself and getting stuff on me.
If you remember what Yumi said at the start there, she said that when her hands get sticky, she likes to touch herself. Now, we all know what she means by this. She put her hands together, rub them together with all the grease and sticky things. At least I assume that's what she's talking about. Personally, I don't like doing this. It's a bit gross, but she also did state it makes her feel like a child, so yeah. I also just wanted to point out the fact that Yumi caught herself the first time she was about to say that sentence, and then a couple seconds later she said it anyway. So that was a interesting choice, Yumi. I don't really have much to say to that one. That concludes today's Catgirl Sports Centre lecture. I assume you have enjoyed these lectures so far, assuming you have kept coming back. Goodbye, everyone, and you will most definitely see me later. Also, Yumi, happy birthday! As you heard just now, Yumi does not like having things in her mouth as it makes her choke. And as we all know, the throat is connected to the muscle. And also, do I have a voice crack on throat? I believe we now have clips. That is right, I said clips. And if you know what a pleura is, a pleura? Fuck's a pleura? Now, as I literally just said, basically, some blokes get really self-conscious about the size of their sausage, and I don't know why Yumi decided to comment on these blokes' sausages. It's interesting, considering the fact she's safe for work. It's why are you complimenting a bloke sausage? No, that doesn't really work, because then that means I'm talking about a different kind of sausage. Unfortunately, we don't have a comment from Yumi today. Fuck? Welcome back to another lecture from the Catgirl Sports Centre, where in today's lecture we haven't... The fuck, should I just move into the microphone? The fuck was that? Workers keep putting it in... Shit, didn't mean that.